My child. Archangel Michael says, do not ignore this. Your red alert has arrived. It is no accident you are here. My beloved. Your angel is screaming. He is not allowing you to skip this. If you walk away now, you will cry later. Congratulations. The heavens selected you. This is the last call before the door shuts. Archangel Michael whispers, your name is written in fire. But if you delay even one moment, that fire will be erased. Tonight, at the very moment your heart beats faster, a hidden truth will break open in front of you. Someone you thought was silent has been watching, and their move will shock your soul. Wait, before you go further. If this word is already touching you, make sure you subscribe now. Because the next revelation will be too heavy to carry without guidance. Stay connected, so you never miss what heaven is releasing. Archangel Michael says, a storm has been circling you. But in the center of that storm, a miracle is waiting to rise. That miracle is your rescue. It has your name written on it. But listen carefully. You only have moments before the enemy tries to steal it. The hand of God is stretching toward you. If you skip this, you will lose it. My child, listen closely, because this is not a casual message that you stumbled upon. It was written in the fabric of eternity long before you opened your eyes today. Archangel Michael is standing over you right now with a sword that is blazing like lightning, and he says, this moment is sealed with destiny, and if you skip it, you will regret it more than anything you have ever missed in your life. Heaven is not playing games with you. There is a red alert flashing in your spirit, and the angels are shouting at you not to delay, not to hesitate, not to close this message. For within it is a word that has the power to shift your tomorrow, protect your family, and align you with a miracle that was already dispatched from the throne of God. Do not take this lightly, because you are chosen to hear it right now. Beloved, you have felt the weight pressing against you, haven't you? Those endless nights when you wondered why things around you seemed delayed, why people who promised to stand by you suddenly pulled away, and why doors you tried to open were slammed shut in your face. You blamed yourself, you thought maybe you were cursed, maybe you were forgotten. But Archangel Michael reveals this truth: you were not being rejected, you were being hidden. You were not being abandoned, you were being preserved. Every tear you cried was seen, every silence you endured was recorded, and every storm that tried to drown you was allowed only to prepare you for this very moment. Do you see it now? The divine orchestration that seemed painful then was actually protecting you from walking into traps that would have destroyed your soul. There is a voice calling from the unseen realm, a loved one you thought was gone, yet their spirit has been trying to reach you. They are not here to haunt you, they are here to guide you, to whisper what you could not see. That person knows who in your family has been planning behind your back, who has been moving money, who has been hiding their face but speaking your name with poison on their tongue. My child, you cannot ignore this. Heaven is shining a light on those hidden actions, and if you keep listening, the name will be revealed in the spirit. But pause and understand this: not everyone around you can be trusted. That is why Michael's sword is drawn. That is why this red alert came to you before anyone else. And before you move further, let me stop here and say this. If this word is already reaching into your heart, you cannot afford to miss the next divine message. Archangel Michael says, stay connected. Do not wander away, for the messages coming next are heavier than gold, sharper than fire, and more urgent than breath itself. That's why, right now, take a step to subscribe, so that your spirit is aligned with every revelation that is released in this season. Because what is unfolding is not random, it is your alignment with heaven's timing. Child of light, Michael says your enemies underestimated you. They thought the chains they placed around your finances would silence your destiny. They believed that if they delayed your payments, if they whispered lies about you, if they sabotaged opportunities, you would give up. But heaven was watching, and God allowed their schemes only so they could expose themselves. Every delay was marking them. Every obstacle was recording their names in the book of judgment. That is why this message had to reach you today. The miracle that was blocked is about to arrive suddenly, and the wealth, the opportunity, the open door they tried to bury is about to rise from the ground with your name shining upon it. My beloved child, Archangel Michael bends close to you right now, and his voice carries both fire and tenderness. He says, do not be deceived by the silence you see around you, for in the silence of heaven, the greatest shifts are born. You have been walking through days when nothing seemed to change, when the prayers you whispered felt unanswered, and when the heaviness inside your chest almost convinced you to stop believing. But listen carefully, this stillness was not abandonment. It was divine preparation. God was drawing you out of the noise, separating you from distractions, and making sure that when this word arrived, your spirit would be awake enough to recognize it. Because this is not an ordinary message, it is a divine red alert stamped with urgency. Heaven says that the time of delay is over, and the moment of unveiling is now. There is something about your life that carries too much weight for the enemy to ignore. Since you were a child, darkness has tried to choke you, people have tried to confuse you, and unseen forces have tried to bury you. But, my beloved, each attempt to destroy you only revealed how chosen you truly are. Do you not see? If your destiny were small, no one would bother to attack it. If your calling were ordinary, the enemy would leave you alone. But the very fact that you have been fought this hard, that betrayals have come from your own bloodline, that losses have shaken you to your core, is the sign that heaven placed a mark of greatness upon you long before you knew your own name. Michael says, the battle you faced was the prophecy of the victory that is coming. And I must warn you, someone close to you has been hiding their true face. This is not a stranger from outside, but a person you once trusted, a voice you once leaned on, who has been speaking your name with words that drip with jealousy. Heaven has been watching. You felt something was off, but you could not place it. That uneasiness, that strange heaviness when you were around them, it was the Spirit of Truth trying to whisper to you. Archangel Michael says, their actions are about to be uncovered. What was whispered in shadows will soon be shouted from rooftops. You must prepare yourself, for when the mask falls, it will shock you, but it will also free you. And I must warn you, someone close to you has been hiding their true face. This is not a stranger from outside, but a person you once trusted, a voice you once leaned on, who has been speaking your name with words that drip with jealousy. Heaven has been watching. You felt something was off, but you could not place it. That uneasiness, that strange heaviness when you were around them, it was the Spirit of Truth trying to whisper to you. Archangel Michael says, their actions are about to be uncovered. What was whispered in shadows will soon be shouted from rooftops. You must prepare yourself, for when the mask falls, it will shock you, but it will also free you. Before you move further, pause. If these words are stirring your spirit, if you feel the pull of heaven pressing against your chest, do not let this connection break. Michael says, what is about to be revealed will be too heavy for a wandering soul to carry. That is why you are being told now, stay connected, subscribe to this word, and hold fast to the flow of revelation. Because each message is a piece of a larger puzzle, and to miss even one is to lose sight of the bigger picture that heaven is painting for you. Beloved child, do not be fooled by the way things appear. You see yourself in limitation, but heaven sees you in overflow. You look at your empty hands, but God sees the treasures He already assigned to your spirit. The problem is not that you are without blessing, the problem is that the blessings have been locked, delayed, or stolen by hands that were never meant to touch them. That is why Archangel Michael is here, holding a flaming sword, cutting through spiritual contracts, breaking chains of bondage, and restoring what was illegally taken. Some of you will wake up in the coming days to surprising deposits, unexpected calls, open doors that no man could have manufactured. These are not coincidences, they are signs of divine intervention. Child, let me tell you something heaven just revealed. The very night you almost gave up, angels were dispatched to your side. You thought you were crying alone in the dark, but heaven was recording your tears as testimony. You thought your pain was invisible, but every groan from your heart was carried to the throne of God as a prayer louder than words. Michael says, that cry moved heaven more than 1,000 songs could have. And because you did not give up, because you held on when it would have been easier to walk away, the record of your endurance has now triggered the release of your breakthrough. Do not think this word is exaggeration, watch and see, for the signs will manifest before your very eyes. My child, there comes a time in every chosen soul's journey when the truth can no longer be hidden, when the masks fall off, and when the weight of heaven presses so strongly against your chest that you cannot deny what is being whispered into your spirit. That time is now. Archangel Michael stands beside you, and he is not gentle in this hour, his sword is drawn, his eyes are fixed, and his command is urgent. He says, enough of delay, enough of deception, enough of stolen blessings. This is your red alert, and heaven will not allow you to skip this. You thought this was just another ordinary moment, another ordinary message, but no, beloved, this is a heavenly interruption, designed to break the pattern that has held you captive for far too long. Do you feel it? That tightening in your chest, that racing of your heartbeat, it is your spirit recognizing that destiny is speaking. Beloved one, the storms that you have endured were never meant to drown you, but to cleanse you. The betrayals you faced were not punishments, but exposures. Every door that slammed shut was heaven saying, not this way, not this time, not with these people. You cried when those doors closed, but in truth, if they had remained open, you would have walked into traps that would have cost you your future. Now Archangel Michael says, look back for a moment, not to dwell in pain, but to see the pattern. Every time you thought you lost, heaven was secretly repositioning you. The relationships that broke were chains being shattered. The finances that dried up were heaven stopping you from sowing into cursed soil. The silence you endured was God pulling you away from the wrong voices so you could hear His. My beloved, you have felt abandoned, but you were never alone. At your lowest point, when you believed even heaven had turned its face away, the angels were surrounding you, recording your tears, carrying your sighs as prayers to the throne of God. You thought no one saw your pain, but heaven saw. You thought no one heard your cries, but heaven heard. That is why this message has found you, because your cries have reached their limit. Michael says, the record of your endurance has tipped the scales. What was delayed is now being released. What was stolen is now being restored.